computer. Savannah, how's it going today?
It's going so good, Derek. How are you?
Good, good. I'm really excited for this meeting today. It's going to be a special one because you are one of the best students out there that we've really coached, right? But
Aw,
on this,
shucks.
I just got a couple questions because I really want to know your story a little bit more so I can share it with other people, right, that are potentially looking to join digital closers. But the first one is like, before you joined on to work with digital closers, like what were you doing for work?
That's a great question. I think a better question is what haven't I done for work? I've been a cleaner, I've been a camp counselor, I have worked in the tire industry, I served at a bunch of different restaurants, but my most recent, right before I got involved with digital closers, I was literally working two jobs, making pretty much minimum wage at both. And trading, I don't know, I would say like 50 to 70 hours a week just to make minimum wage.
Wow. Two
Yeah.
jobs, eh?
Mhm.
Wow. And what do you feel like inspired you to like get into closing and get into sales? Because it's kind of sounds a little bit different than what you were doing in the past.
Oh, completely different. It's funny you say that actually. A lot of my family members, they always said, you should go into sales, you should go into sales. Like, you're a good talker. And I wanted to, but honestly, I would just get so intimidated because I didn't know where to start. All of the good paying sales jobs where you're working full time, you need a ton of experience. So I would just kind of push it off because I didn't know where to go. And when I originally spoke to you and Quan, I didn't even know what closing was. When
Mhm.
I heard what the opportunity was and how it's a little bit different from regular sales, I was like, oh, I think I can do this.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Why don't you tell them about how you actually found out about like the closing lifestyle a little bit more?
Yeah, for sure. So, my boyfriend actually, he was traveling in Chile with a lot of people who are all digital closers. So I just happened to come for the end of that trip. Mind you, I'm coming from the middle of winter in Canada, working at a tire shop, take a plane to beautiful Chile. We're hanging out pretty much beachfront. Everybody's popping away to go and take calls and come back. And then we reconvene. We're having dinner, we're hanging out at the beach, and I'm literally just thinking there, like, okay, what am I doing? What am I doing with my life? And I remember Quan actually asked me, are you happy doing what you're doing? And I mean, seeing what you guys were doing, obviously, absolutely not.
Hmm. I love that. I love that. And I know it took you like a month or so afterwards, when you went back to Canada, to actually make that jump, right? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I was nervous, I would say, especially because I didn't know what to expect. You know, you go from safety to kind of no safety of you really having to make it on your own. And I mean, I can't speak for other people, but I personally had a lot of limiting beliefs. And I'll say throughout going through this experience working with digital closers, yeah, absolutely. I equip myself with the tools to be able to go into a sales call and to be able to make money. But even more important, like I broke so many of those limiting beliefs, and now I actually feel confident going into a position like that. So, major life change, absolutely. Not just from the finances part, but literally me as a person.
I love that. I love that. And to be honest, you were one of like the students that just caught on the fastest with everything, right? What do you think it was that made you really have that urgency? And like a better question is like, where do you feel like you got the most help?
That's a great question. I think looking back, I mean, it's such a good community. All the people that you're hopping on calls with, you're role playing with, everybody's in the same boat, right? We're all starting off, nobody really knows what they're doing, but you and Quan hopping on with you to see not only where you are, but having the opportunity to really pick your brain, to be scared in front of you guys and fail in front of you guys and know that it's going to be okay because you're going to help me through it. It got all of those doubts and fears and points where I would have stopped because all it would have been is just my own feedback that would have held me, right? I had constructive guidance, basically. And that was such a huge game changer. So I would say for anybody coming in, if you lean into the guidance, like you lean into the coaching, you show up, you're going to progress. If you show up and you do the work, it works. Like you're gonna make moves. It's
Mhm.
inevitable.
Why don't you tell everybody how long it took you to find a job?
So I started with digital closers at the beginning of the summer, and I had my first position by the end.
Yeah.
So I think it was what, like a month and a half, pretty
Yeah, a
much
month and a half.
practice.
Yeah, a month and a half of just going all in with it and dedicating it, right? And you even quit your job as well too before you got into it, right?
I did. I really took that leap of faith, but I had a lot of trust. I had a lot of trust based on everything that I learned. Um, and I mean, I saw other people be able to excel. And
Mhm.
if we're all doing the same thing, we're learning the same thing, and I'm putting myself out there, why couldn't that also be me, right?
Yeah, 100%. Now, since you've been in it for a little bit, what has been your biggest deal size that you've closed?
Well, my biggest deal size was actually 25K. So yeah, pretty good payout of about 5 grand just for that
5,200
one
Canadian.
call.
Yeah,
Yeah, 5,200 Canadian, and that was what I think 45 minutes worth of a call.
that's crazy. That's actually insane. $5,200 in 45 minutes. Like
I
that doesn't
know.
even make sense if you tell
I
people most
know.
of the time, right? It's
No.
you gotta be quiet once you start hanging around your old friends. Be like, yeah, I just work a regular job.
Yeah. Well, if even if you would have told me before I started this that that's the reality I live in now, I would have called you crazy. I would be like, "Oh, there's no way." But here we are.
Exactly. Now you're planning on traveling the world a little bit more, working online, right?
That's right. Absolutely.
I love it. So if anyone's like on the fence of like wanting to work with us, what would you say to them?
I would say if you're here and you're watching this, you've probably been thinking about making a change for a really long time. And I bet you the reason why you haven't is probably because you told yourself that you can't do it
Mhm.
or you don't know where to start. So if you can kill two birds with one stone, break that limiting belief and start believing that you can do it, and also have a place to start because you have coaches that are going to guide you there. They're going to help you get a job. They're going to teach you what to do. What's stopping you?
Yeah. I love that. I love that. And it's so true for people to remember, right? It's like if you don't do it now, when are you going to do it? The best
Seriously.
the best time to start is always yesterday.
Hmm.
I love it, Savannah. Well, thank you so much for doing this. I genuinely appreciate you and just keep on crushing
Hey, I appreciate you, honestly. You
it.
really, you and Quan, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, you guys absolutely changed my life, and I owe this whole experience to you guys. So I can't express enough gratitude, honestly.
Let's go. I love it.